Not the shit
Uh,
ice. What is happening?
Good morning.
Buenos dias.
I feel like a person today.
Oh my
Yes.
God. Y'all, it's
Oh,
so much. It's so much
we've been
going
going
on.
through
Wait,
it.
before we say the things, let me
Okay,
make sure that I share on my page,
do it.
because I want people to get this disclaimer so that we don't so we don't have to keep saying it again. And oh, I have an
Girl.
announcement too that I need to make. Okay, wait, what am I
Oh, I
doing?
like
Okay,
announcement.
hold on. Um, I actually do. I have a couple announcements.
Oh,
I think this
church
is a
announcement.
compound. Yeah, this is like a
Yeah.
compound announcement.
Well, I know for
Um,
sure we have news. Is the news part of the announcement?
no, that has nothing to do with
Oh,
the announcement. Um, okay, this is shared. Okay, great. All right. Hold on.
I'm
Uh
tap dancing for y'all's pleasure. Well,
I know, right? Cuz listen, let me explain something to you. Let me explain. My brain, when my brain is we here. Okay, that's just we here. Okay,
we made it.
disclaimers first. All right.
Yes.
Y'all, as y'all coming in, say hey y'all and like introduce yourselves in the comments and all of that and tell us where you're watching from and all the things. Um, okay, wait. Oh, we're people today.
Yes.
Y'all, we done been on the other side of the sick and shut in list. Okay. It's been a
We
lot
made it.
going on.
Made it through. We appreciate your thoughts and prayers.
Cause listen, I was just happy yesterday. I hadn't talked, right? So then yesterday, I think had caught myself singing, and I was like,
Oh, there was a song in your heart, girl. Go
"Go
ahead.
for it," and then immediately went into like a
Act up
coughing
along.
attack. So this is the thing. There may be times during this time that we're here that Mike might need to get muted and go handle business. Nose has got to get
Hey,
blown and such and all of that. All right. So I wanted to put that up front just so y'all know because we just happy to be here.
it's real.
Okay.
It's real.
Just we're just happy
Whew.
to be here. Now, having said that, let me take this down. So okay, so I can see myself. How I want to do this because I have an announcement. Oh, I know how I'm gonna do it.
Yes.
Okay, this is the producer in
Go
me.
for it. Okay, here you go.
So, okay, the first announcement. I wish I would have had the graphics and stuff, but I forgot. I didn't know I was gonna do this.
Oh,
The first
oh,
announcement is that Minding My Black Ass Business YouTube page now has 500 subscribers. This is a big deal. Okay. So
Take your time.
let me tell you, Lord, I'm starting to sweat and everything because I got these lights on
Uh-oh.
me.
Okay, take your
And
sweat off. There you go.
I don't have a hot drink to
Put your
I mean, I
shoulders up.
have
There.
I know, I have a hot drink. I should have had a cold drink with the ice, but it was gonna hurt my throat. But anyway,
Yeah,
focus.
yeah, decisions.
We have 500 subscribers, and that is a really big deal because
Yes.
what happens in YouTube monetization world is that you have these metrics that you have to meet in order to earn money from what we do. We have just we not just, but we've been
We do
doing
this
this for
for the love.
entertainment purposes
For the
because
love.
we be like we need to talk more
Heard y'all was looking
often
for us.
and
Here we
we
go.
heard y'all was looking for us. Here we go, right? So we turned the mics on and we're here. But it would be very lovely for this to be what we actually do, right? Because there's so much that we do want to talk about and so many topics and things of that nature. But we also got to make a living, Right. So,
Yeah, you
one of
know.
the hugest ways that people can support that is absolutely free of charge, don't cost you nothing, is to subscribe to the page and to watch our videos, right? It costs you time.
Right.
But we hope that that time is well worth it. So we have over 500 people that have found our content worth it. They're like,
Yes.
"Sis,
I'm
we
in.
signing up. We signing up. This is a good time." So the next milestone after 500 subscribers is 1,000 subscribers.
Whoop, whoop,
And
whoop.
with that comes watch hours. So this is something else that you can do to help us is just play things on the page, right? You could just have it in the background. And what I tell you is if you start at the beginning and you can it's a
Yeah,
story. It is a
it
story
is.
in there. And if
Yes.
you like reality shows and binge watching series and stuff, let me tell you,
Same thing.
it's a real life reality show, but it's real.
It's real, real.
So
And you could just play it while you're driving in your car. You don't even have to see us to appreciate the banter and the fun and the excitement that we bring. So feel free, press play, let it ride, put it on the full playlist, and you'll have a great time.
exactly. So that's the first part of the announcement. So thank you to all of you that have subscribed and rock with us every week. We do ask that you tell people about what we're doing, like share it, get the word out, because we really are doing this with intention and doing this
Yeah.
wanting to create an environment where we can have different types of conversations. Okay, so that's the first
Correct.
part of the announcement.
Yeah.
The second part of the announcement is in Espanol.
Whoop, whoop.
Bienvenidos a todos la gente de Colombia. Bienvenidos a So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese. Estamos muy orgullosas tenerte aquí con nuestros.
Oh,
So what I said
yay.
is welcome to all of our new family from Colombia. Um, we are very, very proud to have you here. And welcome to So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese. So we also had an influx of Colombian subscribers.
Yay.
And in honor of that, I wanted to honor my inner paisa, which is someone that
Yes.
is from the middle region of Colombia, such as here in Medellin. But I don't know if you know this, that Colombia is in the finals against, I think it's Argentina, for the Copa Americana, which is like the world, not World Cup, but like the American Cup. So it's North and
Yeah.
South America, the Centrals and all of that. And Colombia is in the finals, and the game is today.
Oh,
So in
wow.
honor of that, they have a song. I don't know if they just sing it at soccer games, but it's
Oh.
like "Soy colombiano and we make coffee." Tricolor, 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 la, la, and something else. And I like it a lot. But anyway, the Colombian.
Perfect. Nailed it. Every
I,
bit of it.
I thought I did a great job. It is only going to go
I
up
thought
from
it was
here.
phenomenal. Exactly.
So anyway,
Oh,
the Colombian flag is yellow, red, and blue, and I don't know if I have those in the right direction. I don't.
order, but
I
hey.
will. Yeah, that's what I meant. Order. I will make a better attempt next time to make sure. But anyway, the reason why I wanted to wear the colors
I see what you did there. All
is
right.
because I wanted to celebrate Colombia and welcome all of our new Colombianos our show, to our podcast.
Yeah.
Also, I do want to say these earrings that I have on were made here in Colombia. And it's a Colombian woman with red lipstick, right? Blue and
Hey
yellow
now.
on, right? She cute.
She cute. She cute.
But I know, right? So I'm gonna have to. I always forget the name of the designer. So I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna have to find it. I'll give y'all her Instagram page and stuff. But I told her I was like, hey girl, so I be wearing your stuff all the time, and also you ship internationally because people might be wanting it.
Please and
But
thank
they're
you.
like handmade and they're beads. I have a few different.
Oh,
She does earrings, bracelets, and necklaces, rings as well. But it's kind of like it's not necessarily crocheted, but it's I don't know. I don't know what you call it.
got it.
I don't want to lie on her process,
Handmade.
but they're cute, handmade, artesian,
There we go.
okay,
Artesian. I like
authentic.
it. There you
Okay,
go.
exactly. So anyway, so that was all the announcements of the things. Do you have any announcements? Because that was a lot.
That was a lot. I'm happy for you. I mean, I'm feeling better. Thank the Lord. I feel like a person today. Thank you, Jesus. So we're gonna go with that. I think maybe our next show I'm gonna have an announcement. I think. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure. We'll
Okay.
see.
No worries, no worries. So
Yes.
let me do our official welcome because people also are like, we're new here and who are you? So y'all welcome to So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese. We are two real life cousins and we talk about the stuff that was normal in our family, but we actually found out it was a family recipe of dysfunction. So we're on a mission to unpack it all. We share our stories. We help others find their voices when it comes to healing and mental health and how we're showing up in the world. This is a journey of self discovery, laughter, and healing. So we invite y'all to come along with us. So my name is Kim Berlin. House of O'Neill, Jackson, and Adams, empathetic energizer, intuitive, inspirational innovator, seer of souls who are hurting, healer of hearts, voice to the voiceless. Do you want me to introduce you, cousin?
Because I can't do both. Yes, please.
So, y'all, this is my real life cousin, Kalanda, House of Jackson, first of her name, assistant of entrepreneurs, beacon of banter, creator of content, dancer of dreams, excellence, enchantress, and New Orleans native.
Well, hey there. His eye. His eye.
So that's who we are, y'all. And we just want to make sure that you all know what to expect from us. A
Yes,
whole lot of transparency, right? We don't have the answers at all. We figuring it out alone with y'all. We here to have the conversation with you. That's why
correct.
get your fingers stretched out because it's a
The
lot
the
of things.
comment section is open. Feel free, asking auntie, all the things. Like we want you to interact with us. We are going along this journey, but like Kim said, by no means do we have all the answers, but we will definitely be honest about our experiences as we go through, because that's what we got.
That's what we got. Okay. So this is not a space for you to just sit and be like, oh, they're experts. Absolutely not. Take it out your mind. That ain't what this is. All right. Now, if y'all see us out here in these streets and you like, I be on that grilled cheese with the syrup. I be watching, right? One of the ways that you can give us a whole lot of love and virtual love, if you will, is by using our emojis. So
Yes.
my emojis are a sunflower. Yellow is my favorite color, i.e., yellow glasses, and a crayon because I have transitioned my life from the space of black and white to coloring the fuck out this life. Oh, also, we might curse. So happy Sunday.
A lot.
It is a lot to cuss about today. I just want y'all to know. Okay.
Oh my word.
Right. Kalanda, tell them about your emojis.
So my emojis, my first one is a ladybug. I love ladybugs. They do represent good luck and prosperity. And they do follow me around. Just the other day, I sent Kim a picture of a ladybug. I was getting gas and I got out the car and there was just one sitting on my side view mirror. And I was like, I gotta show Kim, I just told her. So yes, they truly are in and about my existence. So if you happen to see me outside of the house and need to text your love or show your virtual love, a ladybug is the best way to do it. The blue heart, I am just really embracing a life of love out loud. Cobalt
Yes.
blue is my favorite color, specifically cobalt blue. Um, and that's all I want. I just want nice, easy, authentic love that I
Amen.
don't really need to find reassurance for, and that's Friggin' hard. So we're working on that. But ladybugs and blue hearts, how you show your love to me.
Amen. Amen to that. Child, I'm over here sweating and such. So we
Bless
said
your
at the
heart.
top of the show, y'all, we've been going through it, okay?
You need a cold rag on
Um,
your neck.
then I'm gonna be sitting here saying I'm cold. I'm gonna see. We're gonna see
Okay,
where
well
how
then
it
you put your
goes.
sweater on. You put the sweater on with the cold rag. Come on.
Facts, because that's how I be having this fan on 24/7, even when it be a little chilly,
Oh well,
but I
yeah,
got the heating
the
pad
fan
on
never
under the
goes off.
blanket.
You can't turn the fan off ever. I don't think any of the fans have ever
How
been
do
off in my
people,
house since I've been
but how
there.
people sleep like in just like nothing?
Stale air. Not only the air, but even the sound. Like it doesn't feel right when the
It
air
don't.
isn't on. I don't understand.
It- it's
I can't
weird.
do it.
It's weird, but there have been times like I've turned the fan
Anybody
off
out there?
for whatever reason, and then I'm like, why is so this is weird. Like, this is
That's
weird.
not right. Because it's not that you necessarily, it's not like it's making it that much colder, but it's just like the gentle breeze. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's something, but it needs to happen, whatever it is. Yeah,
correct.
girl.
Correct. So, we've been going through it, and I do have a fan here, so I might have to put that on as well. But so I'll start, I guess, with I
Uh,
didn't had that COVID, okay, and ooh wee,
ooh
it's
wee.
been a lot,
Ooh wee is
and
right.
it was the COVID on the backside of everything that happened in Panama. So if y'all ain't watched the last thing that we did, it was me,
Crossover.
Kalanda and Bianca, like the unglamorous side of being an expat. Go watch. It was crazy.
It's
And
an
also the
experience.
people are having a parade outside with honking horns just
Oh,
in
go
case.
ahead.
Just in case. So I've been sick with the COVID, right? And um I've been around, but like not really because so like I have never slept so much. And clearly I
Oh
guess I
yeah,
needed to sleep, but I was like, I can't even open my eyes to function.
yeah,
Like, what is
yeah.
happening?
You just lay there.
It,
You just there's
it
nothing you can do but lay there and take medicine for the symptoms and just lay there until you feel like a person. And then don't believe it when you feel better and start doing stuff because then you don't have to do what? Lay down. So just lay down.
that be the okie though. Because round about that third day or so, it be like, oh man, okay.
I can breathe. Okay.
It was just a little virus situation. I'm good. I'm good. And then you go do, and then you come back. And it's like, I can't do nothing for a week.
I can't do nothing else. Exactly. Exactly. It lulls you into a false sense of security and you think you can run the world and then you hack up a
Correct.
lung.
Correct.
Like,
Correct.
oh, just joke. Not for real. Okay, I'm gonna lay
So
down.
that's so let me tell you what I did yesterday because I was feeling better. I had to
Uh-huh.
wash my hair
Mm-mm.
because the housekeeper is coming on Wednesday, right? And I do this thing where I be like, oh, I need to do it. Then I don't do it. And then I be mad because I still have to do it. And now I'm doing it in a brand new clean shower. Like, so I was
Right.
like, you got to wash your hair. So, and then I was like calculating time because I'm like, okay, Saturday, I didn't have anything on the calendar. Today, I knew we had this. But then I was like, but I could technically do it afterwards. And I was like, but worst case scenario, I could probably do it on Monday. I was like, girl, you feel better
Just do
today.
it.
Get up and wash your
Ah,
hair. So I hadn't washed my hair in a while because I've been going through a lot. Okay. So therefore the hair is tangled, is all kind of stuff going on. All right. So it took me, and I'm tired, and I'm coughing up a lung, and I'm losing breath, and I don't want to pass
mhm.
out in the shower,
In the
right? So,
shower. Correct.
and even though the water not really hot for real, but it's
You
also hot,
sweating.
I think I'm sweating. It was a lot. So it took like 4 hours for me to really like do my hair, which usually takes 90 minutes, right?
Right.
So I'm doing the
Over.
things and being patient and just trying to hallelujah, it's done. All right. So about 5 o'clock or so, I finally finished doing my hair. And I open my phone for whatever reason, and the first thing that I see is Dr. Ruth and Richard Simmons done going on the glory. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, well, and it's so crazy because somebody had just asked about Richard Simmons the other day. So then I was
Oh,
like, oh,
really?
has he been sick? Like, I don't know, because I don't be in the world like that, right? I just,
Right, right, right.
especially the past month, I just been trying to survive.
Trying, just trying. Yes.
So I was like, now Dr. Ruth, I wasn't really surprised. I was actually surprised that she was still here.
That she was
But
still alive. I thought
I
she
had
had
thought
died.
about her the other day too, because I was
Really?
like, man, Dr. Ruth was way before her time. Because
Oh,
I
she was.
follow
Okay.
a lot of creators on my Mind My Black Ass Business Instagram page that talk about sexual liberation and
Oh, okay.
how sex has been used as a way to control us in the way our
Mm-hmm.
bodies are sexualized, conversations
Right.
around masturbation, like all of that, like the ways that the church indoctrinated us to think that we need to be devoid and separated from our bodies and our natural like
From our
feelings and stuff
sexuality
like
in
that.
our body.
So
Yeah.
I had ran across a couple of posts and I was like, you know, that Dr. Ruth, she had started getting the conversation going. And I
Oh,
remember I
yeah, because she said
always,
it.
yeah, I used to find it so interesting because at the time, you know, I was a kid, but I was always like, why aren't we these if these are biological processes?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we not just talking about the biological process? Like I don't understand why I'm getting in trouble for asking questions
Right.
about my body. I don't.
About my body that everybody has. Everybody has. Like, why are we keeping that a secret?
So
Nobody
I
ever
had
had that
thought
answer.
about. No, they didn't. Well, we do have the answer. The answer is through colonization, and that is the
Well,
place where everything comes back to, especially when you're talking
right.
about the United States of America,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I saw that Richard Simmons and Dr. Ruth done went on to be the glory, right? So then I said, oh
Right.
man, pour one out for my dead homies. And then I said, let me go do something else, right? So I go and I do whatever else I do. I pick up the phone again, child, and the phone, what is happening? Just like breaking news. What?
Yes.
In
Yes.
Butler, Pennsylvania. Now, y'all, if
Girl.
y'all don't know how I feel about Pennsylvania, I done told y'all about
I'm
these
well
good
aware.
people in Pennsylvania, baby.
Girl.
Go to my page and watch them videos that say why I left Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is the reason that I left the United States. Okay, I want y'all to understand
Yeah.
the culture
The
in
proverbial straw.
baby. I was like, I'm done. That's it. So then I saw all the craziness. I'm wondering how you ran upon it because you've been going through as well. So
Right.
how you
Well,
got to
so
know?
first I saw Shelley Duvall died. So the wife from The Shining.
Uh-huh.
So she
Okay.
died. So she was my first one. So I'm like, oh man, Shelley Duvall. Oh my goodness, blah blah blah. Then I like heard offhand that Richard Simmons died. And I was like, oh man, that's sad. And then that took me down the rabbit hole of whether or not he had a headband on, because that was a Mandela effect. Apparently, like we
He didn't
remember
wear no
him
headband.
with,
You
they say
lying.
find a picture of him. I'm
You lying.
Yes, girl. They say he did not. And I could have sworn on everything that there was a sweatband to go with his little
With his
wrist
wristband.
sweatbands. Yes,
You
they say he
lying,
did not.
Kalanda.
So, like, I started thinking of that again. So, yeah, feel free to go down that Mandela effect of Richard Simmons. I was like, I could swear he did, because he was around the same time as like, what's the girls? Get in Shape Girls. Was it Get in Shape Girls?
Jazzercise. I don't
No,
know.
but the one that they put for kids though. It was a girl one. I think it was like Get in Shape Girls. You don't remember that? They had like
No,
the
girl.
full little poster. You got your little jump rope and your little
Maybe.
sweatband.
Okay, get in shape, girl.
See?
I remember. That's
It was
all
a
I remember
thing. It was a
though.
thing. That's all you remember. I feel like you had the full setup. But anyway,
I
that's
probably
our life.
did.
Yeah, I know. I'm knowing it. So anyway, so that kind of brought me back down that little rabbit trail. I didn't know Dr. Ruth had died until you said it. So that was a new one to me. So when I was driving out here, I'm visiting my dad's. There's a graduation party today. Yay, congratulations, Anaya. Whoop, whoop. We were driving out here, and then my sister says, "Girl, they shot Trump." And I said, "No, they didn't." I'm linking like this must be fake news, like whatever, somebody's being funny.
Absolutely.
And then
Yeah.
in my head, I'm like, well, they say it happened in threes, like he must be the third
Must be the
one.
third one. Well, Shannon
Oh,
Doherty went on this morning.
oh, what did she say?
No, I'm saying
No,
she went
she
on to
died.
glory. Yeah.
Shut up.
She had
No.
cancer.
Yeah, I knew she was sick for a while, but I feel like
Yeah.
she just like they just had a quote from her not too long ago about like her
Possibly.
probably. Damn.
Yeah, so I think
That's
she was the
crazy.
third one. Well, the fourth one if you count old girl from The Shining. I forgot her name already.
Jelly.
Uh there you
Oh wow. I didn't
go.
know that. R.I.P. 90210. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. That was a good time, honey.
Yeah, it was. Girl,
That was
not
a
did
good
and
time.
what was the other one? Melrose Place. I used to watch both of
Oh
those.
yeah. Oh, I used to be
Oh my.
deep down up in them, honey. Oh yeah. I
That was like
I
our
was
stories. That was
I was gonna be the first black girl on 90210. Okay. I was integrating all of them
girl.
little shows. Okay, but
All of them.
yes, so rest in peace to Shannon Doherty. But anyway, so you were like,
Yes.
well, they said it comes in
Yes.
threes. I
I'm
guess
like,
that's the
they done,
third one.
I guess he's the third one. So I'm driving and trying to look at her freaking Instagram. And we're listening to the notes and like watching it. And I'm like, that don't really sound like shots. And then I was like, well, that sounds like a lot of shots. Like, what happened? And then my sister immediately was like, well, where did the bullets go then? Like, did someone else get hit? Because at the
Correct.
beginning, they weren't saying that anyone else got
Anybody else had
shot
been
or was
hurt?
killed or something had happened. So she was like, where did the rest of the bullets go? Like somebody had to have gotten hit at this point. So we're like, I don't know. So we're just kind of driving and listening or whatever. So then I'm like, this fool gonna win. This fool is gonna win. And I'm going, there, I cannot remember if it was a TV show or a movie, but there was this same thing where like there was this, you know, highly divisive candidate that then, oh, I almost had it. I almost had it. Shit. Anyway, um, where there was a highly divisive candidate, and then there was like this staged assassination attempt, and that like garnered everybody that was behind them to really like dig in and say this is our candidate and we're going to support them and we're going to make sure they win, blah 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 blah. And it turned out it was like a publicity stunt, and then ultimately like they did get assassinated because they were just a pawn in the whole big story. But I couldn't think of what it was, but it's something that just came out and I just lost it. But if it comes up, I'll let you know. But then when they said someone died, one of the audience members died, as well as the shooter, alleged shooter, whatever. And then that someone else was hurt. I was like, well, I would hope that they wouldn't have put someone else in harm's way, but you can't really dictate where a bullet's gonna go if you're setting up somebody to.
But also, who are you talking about? Who is they in a situation that they wouldn't put somebody else in harm's way? Contextualize they for me.
The they, them, the powers that want Trump to be elected. But I also
They, the
look at,
people, wait, pause, time out.
you don't think, okay,
They,
so I feel like I'm a conspiracy theorist in this regard.
okay,
But
okay, go ahead with your conspiracy. I'm
okay,
listening.
but that there are people who want Trump in office regardless of his policies and everything, whatever, like they want him to win. And so I feel like those powers, those rich companies, big money packs, that they are orchestrating it for him to be elected. And
I
what's better
agree.
than an assassination attempt to like formulate and get the people that are maybe on the fence that to say like, oh, we have to put our power behind him. Obviously, he is saying the right things. Why would they be trying to take him out? But then they also released, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, they found the voter registration for the shooter that he's a Republican. I didn't see that coming. So
So wait. So wait, I just want to go back to the
yes,
day because I
to
agree that that's
the
who
day of it
I
all.
ag-
Okay.
I agree that that's who they is. Okay, what I disagree with or found to be interesting is that you don't think that they would put
They
people's
would kill
lives
someone.
in
I know.
danger to get him in office. That's all that they do. What are you talking
I
about?
know. But I mean, I still hold on to like the tiniest shred, like
It's
this,
gone.
this much shred of
America,
humanity.
America,
That
you in
much.
trouble, girl.
There's
For real,
got to be
girl.
this much. There has to be. There has to be.
America,
In
America.
order for me to exist day to day, there has to be this much humanity that says, yes, we want him to win. We want it to be at almost any cost. And we draw the line at just innocent bystanders at a support rally for him. That's too much. That's too much. I'm asking for too much.
Wait, wait. That's what they say is the Lulu. Okay. What evidence do you have to support this? Because I
But
only have evidence to the contrary. So maybe
I
because
understand.
I don't really be out here. So maybe you came across something else
I
that
cannot
allowed
say
you.
that I have any evidence to the contrary. Just sheer hopes and dreams. While I
Oh,
know our great president Barack said hope is not a plan. However,
I feel like you told me that last week. I feel like I
I
need to go pull
did.
up that clip.
He didn't say it, but I feel like he should have said it because he did tell us to vote on hope. I forget who said hope is not a plan. I think at Best Buy we were talking about sales. Like when you making plans, hope can't be the answer. You can't just hope these people do what you want. Like, you gotta have a plan. Like what are you gonna do? It
Especially
has to be
when
actionable.
they consistently showing you what's up. So that be my question, right? My
Well,
question
look,
said it be, what is the plan? Because I don't know where y'all watching from, and I know some of y'all might be driving doing other things, listen, whatever, but listen. Let me tell you what it's like watching this from outside
oh God,
of
I
the
can't imagine.
United States. Okay. So I
Ah,
don't even know how to
it's
frame it.
embarrassing.
It is
Got to.
ridiculous.
It has to seem
It
unreal.
be
It has to.
like so I had watched 4 because I had to like just be like I can't because I am a former news addict.
Right.
So I
Right.
try not to open the door because I get hyper focused and then I'm
Mm-hmm.
down all the rabbit holes, right? So
All the
I had
rabbit
to
holes.
intentionally shift my mind and be like, okay, all right, this is enough.
Mm.
So what I chose to do was to watch a shits and gigs video where it was labeled
America
America
is
is not
not
a
real.
real place.
I was just gonna talk about.
So I was like, let me watch this and let me remind myself
Girl.
or educate myself on how we are really viewed by others in the world. And it went so many, they weren't even talking about politics. They were
At
talking
all.
about
Just
sugar, the
regular
amount of
everyday
sugar
life
that's in food, the
in the
fact
food and
that
drink.
subways and metros are so dirty that it's commonplace to have rats on
Rats
them.
crawling on you. The fights that potentially break out, like just overall just violence, but that the fear of guns keeps it in check. I thought that one was super interesting when they were like, oh, had that been here, like that would have been a fight immediately. But not knowing if this person has a concealed weapon keeps your hands to yourselves and furthers the argument.
Correct. Correct.
Right.
Until somebody decides that they do want to whip out a gun and then you
Right.
die.
And
Like
now you've gone.
it's it was wild.
Not a real place. Not a real place. Huh.
So as I was watching it, I was like, I mean, I did lose 35 pounds just by leaving the country and eating different things. I mean, it is much, much easier for me to get fruits and vegetables and quality food here. I mean, here they shut down different parts of the highway 3 or 4 times a week so that people can exercise together without
Wow.
having like, and
What?
I was like, and then the thing that got me the most is they were like talking about how America um the bravado of it all. Like how
Oh,
in America and what I want to say also, y'all will never hear me say America. I don't identify as an American. That concept of being an American is very much tainted for me.
mm,
And there's been this season of like denouncing and renouncing sororities and fraternities and all that kind of stuff. I'm
right,
about ready to denounce and renounce America. Like that's where I am, just so we're clear. Okay, just so you understand that
right.
I'm not a sympathizer. I am very much biased because of my lived experience. Okay.
Right, right.
But anyway, so when they were talking about the bravado of it all and how in America we're taught that America is the center of the world. Why would you ever want to go anywhere else? Because they were doing a geography
Why do
thing.
you need to know geography? Yes. And people didn't know capitals, languages. They were like, he's like, I would have respected it more if they were just like, America. That's all we need to know. We are the
And that's
greatest.
all we
We are the
care about.
best. That's all we care about. Thank you and have a great day.
And so don't get me wrong, like everybody that I meet doesn't have a negative view of America. Some people very much are like, I want to go there. It's the land of the
Right.
free, home of the brave, and I'm going to be
Yeah.
able to come up with my family. And I be trying to tell them, and some people got to learn the hard way because I'd be like, hey, I want you to know it ain't what you think, okay? Um, Having said all of that, the facade, I think, of America being this great place where, it's so amazing. I feel like it has crumbled on a world scale. Like,
Oh,
I feel like
yes.
the world, like, girl, sit down,
It's
child.
not.
Now,
You're
y'all
not that
just,
cute. You're not that cute.
girl, girl,
You think you're cute,
relax,
but you're not that cute. Come on now.
sis.
It was
Sis,
it was cute for
ugly
a little while.
attitude. Yeah, your
Right.
attitude
Will
makes you
make an
look
ugly
so
person.
ugly. Because
Yes.
this the other thing that they had showed, they showed like some of the landscape in Colorado and like some of
And
the
how beautiful it
beautiful,
was, and the
oh,
mountains, and the lake. It was
oh.
gorgeous. It
And
was
you know what I
gorgeous.
said to myself? I
That's
said,
all the
all of
places
that is
nobody
stolen
live.
land. All of that
And
is stolen land.
facts. Facts.
That's what I said to myself. I was like, it's all stolen land.
I went and said that looks like that because no one lives there. Like any places that we've touched don't look like that because we've taken and drained all the resources out of everything else. Like the places that we have quote unquote left alone have retained that beauty, but that's few and far between. Like you had to
Very
say,
much
okay, for
so.
real, nobody can build on this because y'all have lost your mind, you know?
Very much.
Uh,
So
Now, I
then
will say I
the
have a really good friend of mine who's from Ghana,
okay.
and he's lived here for years, like years and years and years and years. Um, and he was very clear when I was talking about moving and like getting out of America. He's like, I get it. He's like, but just maybe go for a little while and come back before you sell everything, before you just leave, go and come back. And I'm like, why do you say that? And he said, because when you go anywhere, that line to get to America is never short. He's like, regardless of what you like right now feels like an issue, there are more people that want to be here than not. And I was like, I don't know though. I feel like they should want to go. I get it. There are a lot of things here that I understand, are that we take for granted, that you don't get other places. But then
Can
I
you name
think when
some
you
of those? Can you? I'm sorry. I just because this is something
sometimes
I
I
hear
think
often.
they say like the access, the infrastructure of certain places, because it's not everywhere. Because I mean, if you think about it, there's still not clean water in Flint, Michigan. So
Correct.
it's not like we have a monopoly on those things. But in
And access
theory,
to what?
access to, well, for now, to certain health cares, depending. To That's why I said
Go ahead, girl.
depending.
I'm listening. I'm
I'm like,
listening,
your
girl.
face is loud. Your face is
I'm
loud. However,
go ahead. I'm very interested. So I want you to
your
like, yeah,
face is
unpack this.
very
So what
loud. But yes, but no,
I'm
I'm
gonna sip
saying
my
like
tea. Go
the
ahead.
thought. You're so disgusting. The thought and the assumption is that there is access to, clean water, smooth roads. I'm from New Orleans. We know that's a lie. Education, supposedly. Like all of these things that now have asterisks attached to them. And I can't even say now because our parents barely were able to go to schools that were integrated. So it's not even a now thing. And I was having a conversation with Eric earlier today that it was like, because he wanted me to move years ago. And he's like, I
Oh,
just find it
really?
funny. Oh, girl. And I said, look, I wasn't ready. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
Facts, facts.
back then was a different experience than now. Like, I
Yeah,
didn't have the same amount of information. I wasn't in the same situation. So back then, I didn't want to leave. Like,
he
it's
said,
happy
I
hour. If you got
just find
25,
it funny. How?
he said, I find it
Oh,
funny how now
I
all of
didn't-
a sudden you need to get out the country. You need to pack up and move and get some visas somewhere else. And I said, I get that. However, there were 25-cent wings on Monday in San Diego. I didn't know no better. Okay. I can
That's
admit that.
fair.
I can admit that and say
Yeah.
with different circumstances, you want different things. Because here's the thing, I never told you you couldn't take the job. I just said I wasn't moving. So,
Facts.
whatever that looked like,
Yeah.
you made your decision based off of my response. I respect that. Thank you for saying you not haul ass, like, but you could have
Yeah,
left.
yeah.
And I mean, who knows? I would have visited and been like, oh my God, I love Bahrain. I don't know. Like, wherever, wherever he was talking about going at the time. Um, you know what I mean? So there, Djibouti is beautiful this time of year. You know, I'm packing my stuff. Why you a gatekeep? Why you gatekeeping? Why you didn't tell me? Anyway, um, so yes, so he's having his I find it very funny moment, and I was like, well, I just think it's a very different political climate now because back then I didn't know to fear for my reproductive rights. I didn't know it wasn't Trump got elected while we were in San Diego, and that was probably around the beginning of when it was like, oh shit, because I wasn't worried about Trump the politician because he was ridiculous. I was worried about the fact that he had the ability to appoint Supreme Court justices,
Supreme Court
and that was
justices.
forever.
Yeah.
And so when that happened, I'm like, oh wait, okay, but I'm gonna sit back because it's not gonna last long. It's just 4 years. We just got to get through 4 years. Somebody else is gonna come. Everybody's gonna vote for them. We'll be fine. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But then now it's like you're seeing this Project 2025 or something 47 that they're renaming it to. So keep an eye
Mm.
out for that. They're just gonna put a different
Okay.
name on it so you don't know it's the same thing. But just the commitment to saying education is not a right. Like people aren't guaranteed education in the Constitution, and people are already balking at the amount of taxes that they have to pay. But you want us to give this money to Catholic schools to private schools? Like I thought there was a separation of church and state. We have two
Well, you
states
know that in
now.
Louisiana.
I was just
they
about
got
to
to put
say,
them 10 commandments on the wall.
we got
And what is it,
two
Oklahoma?
Oklahoma, two states now that have it on the books that not only do they have to post the 10 commandments, but they also have to teach from the Bible specifically a lesson every day. There was a lady who was like, she said, okay, look, she's like, since we have these two states, and she was talking about Oklahoma specifically, that has to teach from the Bible. She was giving them verses to teach from to help and say, okay, well, how about this? Let's just say, that God said it's easier for a camel to get through the eye of a needle than a rich man to get into heaven. Have your students research that, look at the wealth of these large religious owners, talk about what they've had to do in order to gain that wealth and the likelihood of them getting into heaven, proverbial heaven. Um, then she talked about, I think, debt, like reducing debt and overhauling
Debt
the government.
cancellation.
Yes, like go through the many verses in the Bible that talk about that and what that should look like, and have the kids kind of do a debt assessment of what that should be. So she's like, there are still lessons in the Bible, like you have to teach from it, that people choose
Hmm.
to overlook all the time, and actually let that be your lesson. And she's like,
Yeah,
that'll help you in the meantime. Like if you have to do these
yeah.
lessons, I will give you verses to go to, which I thought was really fun and interesting because at the core of it
That's
all
the
was
kind
helping
of thing
people.
that I would do because I can make a lesson out of
Hmm.
anything. So I would be
Of
like,
course.
not a problem. Not a problem. Here we go. Yep, because it is. There are so many biblical principles from this party of religion and Christianity that y'all are not following. So, and
At
this
all.
this why y'all listen to me. It This why you got to know things for yourself.
Exactly.
I Kalanda, the amount of time that I have spent thinking about how we were taught, let me speak for myself because I don't know what it was like in your house. I was taught to be obedient, don't ask questions, do what the fuck you told, sit the fuck down, and don't say shit
Yeah, shut the
about
hell up.
shit. I don't care whether it's right or not. Sit down and shut your ass up. And if I ask you
Children
to
to
talk,
be
it better be
seen.
about
It better be in the
seen
right
and not
tone.
heard.
Everything right. Be seen and not heard. I was taught not to ask, not to ask why, like just because I said so, and not to say I know. Like if I knew something, to just like let the people tell me. Like just if you know it already, like let them say it, and just go about your business. And it's like, okay, all right, but that definitely sticks with you because then you have to unlearn that and go, hey, to be a functioning adult with my own opinions and my own position, like I need to be able to ask why. I need to understand
I
why
need to
you want it
understand.
this way because I see it a different way. So right now we have a difference of perspective. So let's see if we can collaborate here. And who knows? You might get me to understand, and I go, okay, I can appreciate that. Let me do it. Because here's the thing about me: if I don't understand the rule and the need for it, I am not going to do it. I'm not going to. I'm just not. And then I'm gonna wait for you to be mad about it so that we could talk about it again. And I can tell you all the things I did instead that worked, that what me not doing it didn't even have an issue to do it. Like, so why again? Like, explain to
Yeah,
me why.
yeah,
You just wanted me to? Well, that's
yeah.
not gonna.
Hmm.
Mm-mm.
And it's so interesting because in my life, I chose the opposite. I chose, I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. I just know that you're stupid. And I'm only doing this to keep myself safe. But you're
Oh,
dumb.
see, yeah.
Like, I've lost all respect for you.
Like, just know that I
You are
know.
a stupid ass individual and you
Just
make
know that
zero
I know,
sense.
and I'm not going to
The
respect any.
only reason that I'm doing this is so that I can stay safe, but I don't, the respect is
Mm-mm,
gone. There is none.
no, no. Mm-mm. It was.
So
I mean,
it was,
yeah, no.
go ahead, what you was
Go
about to
ahead.
say.
No, I was just saying it was definitely modeled, but it was also modeled outside of the home. When you look at how schools are set up, oh, you need to turn in your notebook at the end of the year, and I'm like, but why? I lose things. I've lost things my whole life. I can't tell you how many times my mom has changed locks because I lost a purse that I did not want to carry in the first place with my keys and my ID in it. So she felt like they were coming to our house to come get all our stuff.
Specifically. Hmm.
So she changed the lock physically. So I mean, I lose stuff. You want me to keep the same notebook all year long? You're assuming I'm doing my homework out of this notebook. You're assuming that I have it with me all the time. Here's the thing. I've already looked at your syllabus and figured out what my grade will be without this damn notebook. I'm not worried about this notebook. What are you going to do with this notebook at the end of the year? What are you going to do with it? Nothing. Nothing. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't like stupid rules. I don't.
You
I
was
don't.
rebellious, Kalanda.
But it was a quiet rebellion. It was a okay. I mean, you gonna tell me I'm gonna say okay, and I'm just not gonna do it. Like we're gonna go about our business. And at the end of the year, I'm not turning this notebook in. Like
And what
it's not a
you
discussion. It's fine. It's the end of the year. I don't have it. Now what? I'm gonna still get an A in this class because I did
because
the
it's
math.
only
I'm gonna get an A.
10%. And I got extra credit.
And you had extra credit. Exactly. I'm gonna get this extra credit. I'm gonna get these points. Get out of my face. Like, come on now. Come on. So yeah, that was a
Yeah.
quiet rebellion. It was
No,
a
I
quiet
love it.
rebellion.
I love it though, because I was rebellious in, like I said, I had to really consider my safety.
Mm,
So my rebellion was like, I'm getting in trouble because the kids fighting on the bus. Right. I
right,
done
right.
told you 50, 11 times, if you follow this
I gotta
bus,
get
these
home.
damn kids is why I done got hit by cars, all of that, trying to get home
Everything.
because you got unrealistic expectations because you think a 12-year-old can make the bus driver
Can
do something.
navigate. Right. Can navigate these RTA streets. Like,
So,
um,
what did I do? I solved the problem. You didn't want to listen to me. You didn't want to consider what I'm saying, though it is absolutely logical because I done ran the experiment. I'm a scientist, been a scientist.
facts.
I done ran the experiment. I probably done came with my notebook, knowing me and being like, listen, I done mapped it out. Okay. So if bus A leaves the depot at 4:15 and gets to
My
Franklin
transfer.
Avenue
Yes.
4:22, that's gonna put me home at 5:46. But you want me to be there at 5:13. Ma'am, that's not happening. Okay.
It's not
So you know what I
possible.
did?
Not possible.
I had my boyfriend pick me up from school. Now I'm home on time all the time. You ain't never got
Right.
to worry about me getting in trouble no more because your dumb
Right.
ass wouldn't listen to me when I was telling you what the hell was happening. That's how my rebellion was. I've lost respect. You clearly are out of touch with the real world, but no problem. I'm going to follow your rule and I'm going to create a new one
To
so
get
that I can
home.
follow what you want to do
You
because
said to
you
get
don't
home
have
at
your
this
backwards,
time. But it's
right?
not gonna be through that method.
So
Yes.
being taught like to be this obedient, not ask questions, just do what I said, all of that, it has so severely crippled us as a
Mhm.
society because we have been buying this whole America is amazing lie for our entire lives. And the fact, I forget what the demographic or what the percentages, but it's like there's a very low percentage of US citizens that have passports
Right.
because
Yes.
the thought is, why would I want to go anywhere else?
Why do I need to go
I'll
anywhere
never
else?
I'll never forget, I had come home from Mexico and I had went to New York and I was riding the bus to get like to the rental car place or whatever.
Mhm.
And they have the chatter, where are you from? Da, da, da.
Right.
And I was like, well, I'm from New Orleans, but I live in Mexico. And the guy was like, why would oh black man, why would you do that? What you want to be in Mexico for? And I was like, actually, Mexico is a lot better than the US, like in many ways. So he was like, well, I was like, healthcare, education, access to healthy food, like infrastructure, cleanliness. Like I was like, it's so much different. And he was like, I would never want to go there unless I was trying to get a woman. That's it. And I was like, this is this is the mindset of a black
Yeah.
man in America. A
Mm-hmm.
black man. So I feel like
Right.
we're at the point right now for some, because there are still some who are not seeing it. And I can't listen. I can't help y'all. Y'all the ones that Harriet Tubman left. Okay. But there
Facts.
are some people right now that are like, okay. Because this is the thing. I'm going to say this and we're going to see what happens. I don't think the
Mm.
US is going to make it to November for this election. I really don't. It is July. The way this man is about to unleash this reality show, y'all thought he was really something on The Apprentice. And let me full transparency, I used to love The Apprentice.
Oh yeah, I
I
watched it
used
all
to
the
watch The Apprentice faithfully because I used to believe that Donald Trump was a good
You're fired.
businessman.
You're fired.
So the way that man is about to, did you see his statement on Twitter when he was
The
like, and a bullet whizzed past my ear
whiz past my ear. I
and
heard the
then I
whizzing
saw
and the
blood and
sounds,
I
and I
knew
felt the blood, and that's how I knew I was
gushing
shot.
down my face. God,
There was much blood. There was a lot of blood. I'm like,
much
they
blood.
why do they let you write your own statements? What is happening?
Because it's fine.
That's the other
Because it
thing. That's
doesn't
the other
matter.
thing. There are people around him who let him do this. Like,
It
there are
doesn't
some things
matter.
you go, okay, this person can be crazy because the people around them are going to contain this. He doesn't have that. Or either way, he obviously doesn't listen to that. Like, it's not a factor for him. So you just get the unadulterated him at all times.
Mhm,
Period.
mhm,
Unapologetic.
mhm.
And like that's the part for me that is like I can't even say it's, I mean, I don't know if it's just social media, if it's media in general, but being able to see that and have access to that, like behind the scenes crazy that we used to know nothing about, because we never knew
Yeah,
politicians like personal views on
correct.
things, and we
Correct.
didn't know their life story and all this stuff. We just knew this was the person who, passed out donuts and passed out flyers on the weekend, and that's who you voted for because that's the name you saw all the time. Morris Reed, vote him in. Like,
Yep.
that's all right. He sounds good to
They're a
me.
Democrat.
Like, they're a Democrat. I voted Democrat. Or this year I'm voting for all women on the ballot. Like, it was just like, felt like no big deal. Well, jokes on us. Now, you have all of this information at your fingertips, and the choice is an impossible one either way. Either way. Like, I was trying to explain to Eric today, too. I'm like, it feels like you're literally picking, it's like coming to the realization that you thought you had a choice and power in the
Mm,
government to now have it in your face that there are things being done in your name that you don't want to happen. And that
absolutely.
a majority of Americans are not in favor of, but is still happening on our behalf. And
Mm-hmm.
people are now saying, well, you guys have a democracy. You guys get to vote. Like, this is what you
Mm-hmm.
voted for. This is what you
Mm-hmm.
wanted. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
we don't want genocide in Gaza and between Gaza and Israel. Like, we don't want that. How about we not be
Yeah.
a major factor in furthering this alone? Because if we weren't supporting it, it would have ended a long time ago. At least the way it's set up right now, you know?
Well, the way,
Um,
if it was working the way it's supposed to, or the way that they said that it was, that they
that
sold
it
us
was
that it happens. Yeah.
correct. Yeah, we would
Mm-hmm.
be done, And
Mm-hmm.
so it's like coming to terms with that is very disillusioning. And then going, okay, so I have to pick between a person who is, depending on your views, whatever, asterisk, asterisk, going against my personal views on genocide.
Mm-hmm.
Now you decide where you fall on that. And
Mm-hmm.
then
Mm-hmm.
this other person who doesn't really care about people, but just about ultimate power for them. Like, nothing
Absolutely.
that they do is geared towards the people. None of it. None of it. And like, how do you make that distinction? How do you pick? It's like, okay, this one isn't as horrible to women and gay people as this one is, but you're going to get a little side of genocide with it.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Help.
That's why
Unpacking
I
your
be
bag.
asking. Because
Unpacking
that is
the bag.
so when I left and when COVID happened in Florida, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um Ron DeSantis was in office,
Mm-hmm.
and the havoc that he was wreaking in education, because he started with education. This is what
Right.
I need y'all to understand. From a veteran educator, from someone who has been in the rooms, hearing and seeing what is happening. Education was not created to educate. Education was created to make employees, and education was never
Indoctrinate.
for anybody who was indigenous, black, brown, anything else. Indoctrination, that's it. I need y'all to understand that. So, along your educational experience, if you've had good teachers, that is because that person
Mm-hmm.
was committed to doing something different. But the
Correct.
system of education, I don't care what state, what city you was in, if you in the United States of America, education does not give a flying fuck about what you learn that is true. They want you to
Correct.
learn that America is the greatest. Everything that has been done was in the furtherance of this amazing country. This is the best place. I don't need you to think about shit. I just need you to do what the fuck we told you to do. Sit down and shut up and be a good contributing citizen.
Facts.
So if you think about it, this is let me try to connect some dots. Every single child in the United States is required to go to school. We think about that as, oh, the US wants to make sure that our kids are educated. No, the US wants to make sure that your child starts their indoctrination process as early as 3 years old,
Mm-hmm.
where they can start murdering your child's spirit, where they can never allow them to be who they are as free thinkers, never ask questions. Like, y'all have to understand the systemic issues of what is happening in education. And it is the foundation of the fuckery and foolishness of the US.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
is their main tool. They touch every child. Therefore, they have a hand in every single
Every
person's psyche,
every
right?
lens creation. Yes.
Everything. So when I started seeing the shifting, because Ron DeSantis started with the school board, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was they were sending people to the school board to read these passages from books to get books banned. He was targeting certain school board members and running smear campaigns. Like, it was a lot that was going on. And during that time is when I had the issue with the school board member who was black. And that's what I also want you to know. Systemic things don't have a color.
No,
Okay.
it's the system.
And
The
many
entire
black
system is corrupt.
people uphold the system
Subscribe the
because
system.
we have not seen and connected all these dots. We still living in
Right.
this fantasy, right? So that can very much be perpetuated by someone that looks like you. So that was happening to me, right? So I became very invested in school board races, blah blah blah, what have you. So me and Bianca be doing this research, and we like, ooh, 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 oh my, oh God, oh wow, this is a lot. So during that time, I was like, I can't do this. Like, this is not headed to a good, this is, and
A
they're
good
not going to
place.
stop. They're not
Right.
going to stop because, especially the
That's the
support for
part.
Ron DeSantis in Florida, he has a super majority. That man is doing whatever the fuck he want to do in Florida,
And that's
whatever he
crazy.
wants to do. And because
Crazy.
we're so concerned with what's happening in our particular state or our particular city, and we're not thinking about what's happening everywhere else, you're not saying, oh, you live in Illinois, right? You live in Chicago, like it's blackity black here, right? But you're not
Mm-hmm.
seeing everything that's happening in Mississippi, Louisiana, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Texas. Baby, it's coming your way.
It's
It's
on the
coming
way.
your way.
Because they're going to use this as an example and say, look, we were able to ban these books. We were able to say critical race theory. No, no, no. Immediately, no, not on our watch. Like, we're not talking about slavery. It never happened. Don't you worry about that.
Well,
And it's
and
like,
even worse, wait, even worse, in Florida, they're teaching that it was beneficial. It was
oh, even better.
beneficial to
Yeah.
the
This was why
economy
you
and
needed
to
this.
the
This was
enslaved
helpful.
peoples
And they would have been far worse off if someone hadn't been there to
because they
care
got
for them
marketable job
and
skills.
provide. Right. They got skills now.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, you want to talk about a spin,
Mhm.
but to act like it's not happening still, like people, Trump literally got on this internet and this television and said black jobs. Like there is still a thought of, oh yeah, this is there, the Mexicans are coming and they're stealing the black jobs. And it's like,
Because that's what they
sir,
used against poor white people. They told poor white
correct.
people that we came and took, and that's what
And
people
took
like when you
their
read
job.
books like The Art of War and like all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Y'all, we are seeing the rise of a dictatorship. This man has already said that he's going to be a dictator on day one. They've already said
He
there's
said it.
going to be a civil war, and the amount of blood that is going to be shed is dependent on the people on the left. What else do y'all need to see? What is the plan? What is the plan? Because what else do they saying the quiet part out loud, and we still got people sitting here saying, "Oh, because and Joe and
Well,
blah
you
blah blah."
know,
And
it
I'm not telling
can
y'all
and
how
they
to
can
vote.
still.
I'm not telling y'all how to vote. But
I'm
what I
telling you
am
to
asking is,
vote
what's the
though.
plan?
I'm telling you to vote. Like you gotta vote because this is my thing. Because people get disillusioned and figure, oh, it doesn't matter what I say, it doesn't matter what I do. It breaks down their faith in the democracy and all this stuff. So then they just say, I'm not going to vote because it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
well, that's how he wins. Like you
Mm-hmm.
can't do both. You cannot do both. It's not a matter of, oh, well, you can't complain about it if you didn't vote about it. It's no, for real. Like this shit is not a joke. They are so emboldened at this point that they're not keeping anything under wraps. They're telling us what they're going to do. And if you choose to not vote, it is quiet acceptance at this point. And there is no
Mm-hmm.
other way for you to justify it any other way. If you
Yeah.
aren't living in America still, you still need to vote. You still need to send in your absentee ballot so that it gets counted because it does matter. It does
Mm-hmm.
matter. We may not be getting the results that we want, but I can guarantee you either way, come November, it's going to be a shit. Because if Trump loses, he's going to say it was rigged. He's going to fight it tooth and nail. He's going to do all the things. So it's not going to be easy. But if
Mm-hmm.
he wins, he's told us, like, you may not get to vote again, period.
That's true.
Like, this is not like hyperbole, like, this is
Yeah.
fact. He has a Supreme Court that is basically giving him immunity if he's elected as a president, which I don't understand how other countries are going to want to play with us if they're
They
like,
don't.
oh, like, what do you mean your president can't be tried for things committed while he was in office? Like, what if he decides, I don't really like Medellin so much? Gone. Like
Yeah.
that's not that's not something any other group of countries is going to want to participate in. So you already have that. You have our current president who didn't elect to extend the Supreme Court, which I don't understand. Like, if we're the minority now, why wouldn't you try to get more people on board that could at least make it more of a discussion so everything isn't 6-3? Like, just it's a numbers game at the end of it all. Like it really is. So I don't understand. But voting, you have to put your vote on paper. I'm not telling you who to vote for. Do what you do. You look at it, decide what aligns most closely with your values, and vote from there. But vote, 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 vote. And take somebody with you who said they weren't going to vote. Like everybody needs to vote. I will say that.
Yeah. I think it's kind of like thinking about it, like I think I shared this before, the way that I think about history has really changed
Hmm.
because we are creating history every day. We're living
Oh yeah,
history every single day. So if
absolutely.
anything, putting that on paper says it will be known that this is where I stood on this
Right.
for my bloodline and whoever comes behind me, blah blah blah, whatever, that I was, you know, under protest, duress, da da da, blah blah blah, whatever. It's the opportunity to be able to let history speak for itself about where you stood, even if that is personally.
Hmm.
Um, it's a lot, and I get it. Like there was somebody in my comments the other day because I've been asking this on record. Okay, I've been asking y'all for a long time, what's the plan and what is we doing, right? Because I've seen it coming for so long, and I've just been, but also I've been gone for a while. So this, because this is the other thing I'm gonna say before I say what I want to say. I didn't realize growing up in the U.S. that the news is very much propaganda. We
Yes.
learned that other countries had propagated news. The
Right.
US is free
Our
and fair.
news is accurate. It's unbiased. It's from a place where you're gonna get what's really happening.
What's really happening. And that is not the truth, right? So that's a rectifying and like disillusionment. And I get this. Like I get that all of this is very much world crumbling, shaking, and all of that. And also
We still.
I need a so this is the so anyway, so the person that was in my comments. So this has been my thing. What's the plan? Is what I continue to ask, right? What's the plan? So if you're staying, what is the plan? And if you're choosing to leave, what is the plan? I just want to know what the plan is because I need to know that you see what is happening and you're not just going to be blindsided. Like, are you planning? Are you doomsday prepping? Do you have shit
Right.
in your damn basement so that you can make
Right.
sure you got clean water? Like, what is the
Correct.
plan? Is what I be trying to ask, right? So anyway, a lot of times I be getting real passionate. And I know people could feel that. So then somebody was like, well, I can't leave right now. I understand that. And
Okay. That's
also, what's the plan?
right. What you gonna do while you're there?
What's the plan?
Because it's gonna still
What is the
happen.
plan? Because
Yeah.
it's still happening. So I don't want us to get ostrich syndrome and sticking our head into the sand and just being like, and I get it. I know it's a recession, it's inflation, it's all kind of fuckery and shit afoot. I get it. And also, what's the plan? Now, let me say this
Right.
too. When I talk about helping people to leave, I want you to know that I'm talking about doing that ethically and responsibly
Yes.
because that American mindset, baby, that thing is pervasive. And this is why, like, even I am an immigrant. I talked about that before. I don't be around people from the US.
Hmm.
I really don't because many people from the US have also not gone through that, have left the US. They haven't gone through that decolonization process of understanding how damaging the way that we view the world is to the rest of the world. So what happens
Hmm.
is people go to countries that are affordable and then basically you become a gentrifier because now you're driving up the cost of everything there and you're consuming the resources in that country for your benefit because you have the privilege to be able to do that,
To do
right?
so.
So
Right.
when I'm talking about people leaving, I'm talking about people leaving and understanding what it's like to exist in that place as a part of community and as a
Right.
part of using your privilege to help the community. And
True.
if we're not doing that, I'm not talking to you. Okay.
Right.
Because what I want you to know is there is going to be a mass exodus. And this is why I'm asking about this plan here in July, because I want y'all to know August, September, October, November is this many months. That's not a lot of time. That's not a lot of time for you to
Not a
apply
right.
for a
Not allowed to sleep.
passport
Hmm.
and try to get the paperwork in and
And
all of that,
figure
baby.
out
It's a
your
little bit too late.
visa, where you're gonna live, and who's
It's
accepting Americans, and
because that's the other
you
thing
got
is people gonna start closing their borders. And you know why? And it would be absolutely justified because the US has done that to so many people.
so many
So
countries.
I wouldn't be mad at nobody if they was like, y'all Americans can't
Y'all
come
can't
here.
come in. Can't come in. We know what y'all about, and what you gonna say? I'm not a rapist, drug dealer
I'm
killer.
like those people.
But we've
It's a
done it
lot.
to how many people? We've done it to how many people? Because they've even said it, like, as I'm researching where I want to go and what I want to do, and it's like you go to these places, like you said, that are affordable, and you're like, it's how much? Oh, well, I'll give you this much for it because I can afford that. So now the locals are having to compete, like you said, with that, and it drives up all the costs, and now they can't afford. That's how gentrification starts. It's not
Yep.
just, oh, I moved in and why don't they want me to improve on this house, or, put a hot water heater in here, or put in a like, it's not that. It's acting how you're, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hit that.
How you're both of my head. How you're with the local economy. Like, if something's a dollar, pay the dollar. Don't jack it up by saying, "Oh, I'll give you $5 for it," because it's just $5. But when somebody's only making 68 cents an hour, you've now outpriced them for that service. That's what that looks like. That's how gentrification starts. It's not because you put stucco on the building. Like, that's not what it is. Like, and I don't think people are understanding that that's what they're doing. They think, "Oh, I'm helping them. I'm giving them more money." And it's like, well, yeah, you're helping them. They're going to raise their cost. And now only people traveling and coming into that country can afford those services. What about the people that were there before you? If it's a dollar, pay the dollar and go, damn, that was amazing. Be thankful.
Yeah, that's the thank you for explaining that like that because it's a lot. And that's why I said like the ethics and the humanity of it all, right? I know very well. I was telling you when the thing happened when I was going to Panama or trying to come back here, and I was like, I have a U.S. passport. And it was like, I don't give a damn about your U.S. passport. And I was like, that's not why I was saying that though. Like I tried to move around the world with the understanding that this passport gives me access, and this passport allows me to exist in ways that other people might not be able to. But it's something we have to be conscious of because the rest of the world is not so self-centered that they don't care. Whereas those of us who grew up in the US and who were programmed in the US, we operate from a very, very micro level that is very egocentric about what we are doing, what our world looks like. Like you'll hear people say things. That's why I had asked you earlier about what are the things that you're saying, that are better. Because I'm like healthcare, education, like infrastructure.
And I'm literally looking at places where it's like, hey, you know what? You're gonna need a water filtration system to, for everything. Like, you can't have tap water. But to me, that's better. Like, that situation still feels more honest and better and more human of an experience than what is happening here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about being on vacation and not doing anything, but it is about unplugging from this rat race so I can really figure out who I am, what I like, what I want to do, like, how do I show up in the community, and like, where is my place there? Where here is just very much about me. How do I get what I need to survive my life and show up the way other people expect me to? I don't want to live like that. I don't want to live like that. And then doing that under the guise of, I don't know what rights I'm going to have 6 months from now to be here anyway. I would much rather filter my water, swing in my hammock, and do some remote work. Because don't get me wrong, I'm going to get these US dollars. I can say what you want about it. But like,
As long as they're available, right? Because that's also crashing. And I want y'all to know that too, that the dollar is losing power in different places as well. To your point earlier of countries not wanting to be like, I'm not doing this with you. Like, y'all doing a lot. Y'all need to figure your shit out. Like, so yeah, same. I'm gonna have US dollars till I can't no more. And then wanting to be integrated into the actual communities so that I'm able to survive for sure.
Girl, that's it. That's the plan. The plan, pick your country. Y'all can go to Expatsi, EXPATSI, do a cute little quiz. I think it gives you the same 10 countries no matter what. But feel free. Check it out. What you like? You like snow, you need the beach, you want animal interaction, you need good food. Like, just see. See what's out there and realize like this is not the only answer. It's not. And it doesn't have to be this hard. And that's with kids, without kids. If the pandemic has taught you nothing, it's taught you that you can educate your children outside of the classroom.
And you should want to, just so you know, because I already just told y'all about education in the US. So what I want you to know is if you want your kids to actually learn facts, that you probably want to be educating them yourself, because otherwise you are literally putting your child's future into the hands of people that may or may not give a flying fuck about them, their
At
safety,
all.
their well-being, their mental health, their anything, right? So
Yes. I was listening, it was either a podcast or a YouTube video, and the lady was like, this system is not set up for you to become a millionaire. It's possible for you to do it 100%. Like there are ways for you to do it, but the system itself is set up for you to die in the same class you were born in. So if that's what you want for your kids, continue to do the same things. If it's not what you want, you may want to start looking at some alternatives that don't include, oh, I'm gonna move from New Orleans to Atlanta or from, you know, San Diego to Arizona. Like, think bigger. Think bigger. There's more experiences out there. It teaches you to be a better person, more empathetic. It doesn't really lock you into this just you have to be a certain way in order to be a success, because that's not the answer. And we both, you and I, have said that from the beginning. There isn't one way to do this.
yeah. So we want y'all to be thinking about what that looks like. The question still is, what is the plan? And if you have questions, and I think I'm gonna do another finding peace abroad session,
Oh, awesome.
because more people been in my inbox, and it's a lot of like questions, but it's also a lot of like small things that you want to be
Yeah.
thinking about. And I want to say to anybody who is listening and you're like, fuck, I feel stuck because I can't leave, this is where you really need to be thinking about self-sustainability. What skills do you have as far as growing your own food? What does it look like for you to be off grid? So do you have
Hmm.
access to solar power, like it? And also, how are you going to protect yourself, right? So that's where that community really comes in, because I don't know what this is going to look like moving forward, right? This whole assassination attempt and all that happened just yesterday, and things are still moving very
Very
quickly.
much in
By the
flux.
time by the time me and Bianca talk on Wednesday, it's gonna be more. And by the time we talk in 2 weeks, it's gonna be like Jesus.
Right.
What I want us to not do though is be lulled to sleep in thinking and putting faith in this democracy that has shown that it is not a democracy. It's not. It's not. It hasn't been. It's about to be a dictatorship. So I need us to be moving with that understanding, so that if you are someone that's like, I can't, I just physically, feasibly, whatever your reason is, you can't do it. Fine. How are you going to protect yourself? How are you going to feed yourself? Because what happens when costs go up even more, right? What are your eating habits looking like? Are you out
Right. I
here
mean,
gonna
eggs
have
are
to
$8
have a
and
cow?
$9 right now.
What?
Eggs,
Are you
girl.
serious?
Eggs. People.
Now, how's she gonna drop that bomb and then she'll be back? And $89 can't be. How, y'all? Oh my God. That's 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 wild. Um, listen. How are we taking care of ourselves? That is the biggest question. If you are wondering what that looks like, you want guidance, what have you, I will put out the information and invitation. We can have that conversation about what that looks like for you, and what are some things that you can be thinking about. My recommendations is that we get to minimizing, because while we have just a whole bunch of random stuff anyway, that we're looking at things and really thinking about what are the things that we absolutely need, that we start thinking about how we are spending our money. There's a lot that we really need to be thinking through about what this looks like. No worries. So I was just giving them some more tips to kind of just start thinking about downsizing and allowing the the reality of what is happening to drive decisions, so
Right.
that we're able to not be in a frenzy and
Mm-hmm.
last minute trying to hurry up and do things, right? We really want to
Right.
be thinking about this very clearly, and this is not to cause alarm, but this is very
No.
much to be very realistic about what we are seeing. America is in trouble for real, for real. Like, this is not just something we said because it's funny. Like, no, no, no,
No.
this is
Piece
for
of bad
real.
news and doomsday. Like, no. It's
This is for
something
real.
you
For
definitely
real.
need to want to prepare for as I come to you
Yes.
by the nightstand.
But you hear them, okay? She's like, I had a plan.
Get to the charger.
Get to the charger. But yeah, so that's what we have for today. Okay. And we leave y'all with that. As we always say, share this with
Yeah.
people. Get the conversation going, right? The people in your life, ask them, hey, so what's the plan? Like, even I was asking someone the other day, I'm like, what is, because their family kind of lives in different places. I was like, do y'all have code words or a meeting place or like whatever? Like, we want to make sure that we are thinking about this in terms
Right.
of, if y'all ain't never seen Handmaid's Tale, watch it.
I'm just
Watch it.
saying. Because, I mean,
Because
you can go very far down the conspiracy theory rabbit hole, especially with like this storm that happened in Houston with Beryl and power being out for how long it was. And when you think of how easy it is to disrupt our ability to communicate with each other and our access to these services that we rely upon, how do you plan on navigating that? Like, what are your
even the
ways
ban
to
of
reach out to?
TikTok, right?
Yes.
That was calculated to say that they're going
Yeah.
to ban TikTok in the US because it limits your ability to access information. Like, so we got to
Correct.
be thinking about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
To just to be ready. We don't know what's happening, but we also know it ain't about to be no rainbows and sunshine.
Clearly.
That's about to be loading up. So regardless, either way, it's not going to be a pleasant experience. So what is the plan?
The plan.
All right. All right. So we'll be back in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Kalanda, where can the people find you?
I'm at my daddy's house right now, but normally in my house for 2 more weeks. After that, I'm gonna be Carmen San Diego in this bitch. You don't
Come
know where in the world.
I'm here for a Carmen San Diego moment. I am here. And if y'all are looking for me, Minds of My Black Ass Business on all platforms. That is my primary place of existing. I am on Kimberlyn J, but not very often. I usually just put out information there, but rarely consume it. So Mind of My Black Ass Business is the best place for you to find me. A reminder, please subscribe to our page. We are at this point over 525
Woo-hoo!
subscribers on
Look
Mind of My Black Ass
out!
Business, which
Past
is over
1,000.
okay. It's over 50% of the way to monetization. So again, we thank all of you who count it not a disservice, okay, to hang out with us, to listen to us,
And
and to support us on this journey. This is a journey that we all are taking together. So we invite you to continue to comment, leave us comments on the video, share, like, subscribe, click the notification bell. That's the other thing. People be like, tell me when you're going live. Listen, I need you to click the notifications, okay? I cannot
we'll
message.
tell you. We're going to
I
be there.
can't message 525 people and be like, hey, make sure you tune in.
We
Click the
on.
notification bell so that it'll let you know. It will send you a notification. Hey, they on there.
Yep.
And if you want to contribute and add to this
Yes.
conversation, you're like, I have things I want to say as well. Child, we need to unpack it. Let me on there. If you will email us at mindofmybblackassbusiness@gmail.com and with the subject line, let me on there.
Let me
And
on there.
we will consider having you on. All right. Anything you want to say before we roll out?
I think that's it. One day I'm gonna get your thoughts on somebody dancing with me in the rain, and then we're gonna figure it out. If I'm asking for too much. Yeah. We discovered earlier I might be asking for too much in general. So I don't know. We're gonna see.
All right. Well, we got some questions on the board. And speaking of that, if there are things that you want to talk to us about or want to hear our take on, we are developing an Ask an Auntie segment. So also you can put that in the comments if there's anything that you want us to talk about specifically, or again, email us at mindofmybblackassbusiness@gmail.com. Because yeah, it's some things that need to be discussed. It's a lot. It's a whole lot going on in different facets of the world. All right. So today was one facet, but dancing in the rain is another, and it's really important. So you know. So we'll catch y'all next time. Always. You know, I got you, girl. Bye, y'all.
Bye.